go. Yeah, new angle just means looking at my PC instead of my TV. Cecil and Edge. Earth Crystal. Hey, Badgers man. Oh, good luck, Dine. Definitely a lot of fun. Even more so, I'd say, if you have some familiarity with FF4 as far as the dungeon maps and bosses and stuff. Hey, Patrick. Hey, Jaybird. Yeah, something tells me we're going to be going to Mount Ordeals before too long. Having Cecil. Pretty good. Hey, RJ Conway. Run really well. The only, kind of major issue that I had was that I forgot to get Alexander. So it wasn't technically an all-characters and Espers run, but aside from that and 2 deaths, one of which was just pure bad luck, the other was heavy distraction, I'm really happy with how it went. Hey, Quarantine, evening, sir. Let's see if this is the sub 2. Last run would have probably been like a sub 150, sub 140 or so if I hadn't forgotten about this fight right here. Ended up wasting over half an hour because of forgetting about the Baron Inn fight. Hey, Chain Nerd. Alright, well, let's equip some stuff. I have an Excalibur already, but no Paladin to equip it. Hey, Delicious. That. Hopefully that's good for round of bosses. Just finished the sealed cave after the evil wall. Well, you're probably maybe about somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4 through the game then. Oh, I guess I can actually go get some swag treasure here too. Forgetting where the item in that room is. Ninja armor and helmet. It's going to be decked out in style. Hey, Game Dev. Strength ring's even better. And a black sword, so even Dark Knight Cecil actually has something good. Oh, thanks, Game Dev. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with how the run turned out. Wasn't perfect, of course, but happy with how I played for pretty much all of it. Let's hit the shops here while I'm in the area. Healing going here. I was starting a new one. I actually have not started any kind of Forge Up Fiesta yet this year. Ooh, we can get lives here too. Let's some claws actually. Not that good. Yeah, this is with League flags. I'm not trying out for the League, but I've mostly been playing. Ooh, Fusoya. I've mostly been playing with League flags in case I get drafted into commentary for it. Yeah, this is quite the start, with having early Edge and Fusoya. And with some pretty good equipment. The best stuff the best weapon I have right now is the Excalibur, which I do need Paladin, Cecil, and Merge actually use. Thanks, the Shooter. Full Moon's an upgrade, though. Alright, that's... I think I'll hit up Antlion next, and then Bubble, and Ordeals, I guess. Yeah, the Crystal Sword, which is called the Ragnarok in the remakes, is better than the Excalibur. I forget by how much, but the Excalibur is a good weapon too. I'm kind of bungling the optimal pickup order here. Oh, I got a Siren. It's a lot? Okay. Hey, I'm bright. It's going pretty good. Oh, it's 40 more points plus stat bonuses. Youch. That is quite the thing. Yeah, the Super Nintendo version was actually translated by 3 different people. And none of them was Ted Woolsey, too. I would actually, given the names that are in the credits, I would actually suspect that this game is actually translated by people that worked for Square of Japan, and English was not their primary language. White or Sorcerer better? Sorcerer's probably better for black magic. Let's get Edge out of the middle. And a moon boss here. Plague. Ooh, another item, Darkness Crystal. See, I don't think he has exit yet. People that haven't seen this before, I'm playing with a mode where the Usoya is balanced out a bit as far as starting out with effectively nothing, and then every boss you defeat gives him 3 random spells and 100 HP. Well, everybody remembers you Spoony Bard, but not as much love as there should be for other classics like I Will Bring You All Down to the Hades, and was it Flame? I Will Show You How. Hey, RPG chick. Evening, ma'am. Some coffins. A lot more cash than that. Or also, since I've got blizzards. Hey, you get cooped? You Killer Dark? Change. Well, it was an Edge and Cecil start, but then I found Fusoya and not Hobbs, so yeah, pretty good. Sandruby. That's the Sandruby. Yes, I think Meteo is included in the random list. It's go grab the Pipo character. You can start with Fusoya in the mode that I am using, where he starts without his full spell list. If you're playing where Fusoya starts at full power, then I believe by default it's the logic makes it so that you can't get him until pretty late. Hey, Matrick, evening, sir. It's Vanilla Rosa here. Check the item shop here. No, probably not. Good amount of deals next. But I can actually put that at my Excalibur to use. Getting 9 more spells, so yeah. Budget kind of sucks at this point. Maybe I'll go heroines. I think that's a bunch of strength. Oh, glad to hear manifestation. I think I saw better shield, but yeah, I don't think anybody I've got can. Oh, it's the elements, okay. Oops, this will be showing him how to flame. Is there something that's gonna wreck me here? trying to wait him out. Yeah, there we go. Nice death animation. I agree with Corndan. Who's gonna be the first victim of my Excalibur? Pagan. Fusoya now has white, aka holy. Wherever he is. Deals. Right. We pop into check in the city shop quick and put the Baron in. You have access to Tower of Zot. Now I guess the moon. So I could go get the character that's in the vanilla Fusoya spot. Hey, Sergeant Kills. Thank you, thank you. Bearing in. Barring anything good here, I think next will be Tower of Zot. Which version of FF2 would I recommend? Probably the PSP version, let's say. Casual 8 levels for Caesar. Well, it's not great, but at least I do have his full spell list. But yeah, he's going away very soon after the Tower of Zot. Well, I guess now that I have the Magma Key, I could use my one Siren to get a ton of XP. But that doesn't sound like a horrible idea, actually. Yeah, I guess if the mobile version of FF2 is basically the same as PSP, then I would go with that. Put Frisbee in the middle so his spells are more accurate. Yeah, overall I would say FF4DS is my favorite version of the game for casual play. For speedrunning, Super Nintendo is my favorite. Hey, Paul, welcome in. Hey, Philly. Hey, glad to hear you're doing better. Levels here. Figured this will help with the 2 boss fights in the Tower of Zot. I was thinking about that, Jaybird, but I also figured getting a big boost to everybody else before going to fight 2 bosses in the Tower of Zot would be a bit safer of a play. stuff here. That one chest. That chest on the first floor. Hey, FF Master. The lunar staff only boosts. Actually, I should probably keep the lunar staff on, given that white is Fuseya's strongest attack spell right now. And the lunar staff boosts the white magic stat. Most rods boost the black magic stat. Alright, later, Alfredo. Yeah, random battles are turned off. Yeah. Eggs are all, like, the awards for all different kinds of eggs should all be tied to whatever they hatch into. So if you're filling it as the egg, then you should just be getting the rewards for whatever the actual monster is. Probably don't need to keep equipping between chests too, because I think there's only one trap chest in the Tower of Zot whenever we've found it. Me. Alright, I guess I did not actually need the need the XP from that yellow dragon egg for the Mega Sisters fight. That's a good question, Jaybird. Maybe it is. Oh, thanks, Chuck. Appreciate it. I think we're going to be cashing in Tello for Kane. Hey, Will, can you... and I think... Yeah, I think that'll be it. Oh, I thought I still had a better spear for him, but I guess I Or maybe not, actually. Maybe I'm thinking about a different seed. We have super fast Fubble, apparently. Because of having Barbarichia's stats. It's an FF5 for Jump Fiesta. It is a challenge playthrough of FF5 where you're only allowed to use 4 randomly chosen jobs. How do you get edges other ninja skill? Well, you get Flood and Blitz by defeating whoever is in Rubicante's spot. The others you just get from leveling up. FF9's quite solid. I would call it of the PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy games, the one that's aged the best. I would also, if you're going to play FF9 for the first time, I would also recommend playing the PC version instead of the PlayStation version, just because it has a couple quality of life improvements. I think the version of it that's on PS4 is the same as the PC version. That count as staying at an inn. Okay. We're gonna do next. Really have to go to the sealed cave next? I do. Gotcha. Did I check the item shop here yet? Oh, hey, there's sirens. I guess there's also, yeah, there's the Dwarf Castle item too. Go do a bit of hashtag grinding and then pick it out. For me, it's about 2 hours typically. Surprise egg! The tracker I use was made by Luca Key, and it's actually just hosted on her website. The Free Enterprise Discord server has a link to all kinds of trackers and other resources for the game. Yeah, I'm getting the experience for a yellow dragon, which is what are in these eggs. Do one more and then hit the dwarf castle. Well, you need 10 key items in order to get double XP, but I mean, as long as you have sirens, you can level up pretty fast. Which I'm doing a bit without 10 key items just to make the remaining bosses I have to fight to get the crystal easier. Yeah, the egg's HP is the same as the monster that hatches from it. Iridia is not as good as most other black mages unless you find some good summons. Notably Bahamut. Yes. On the lookout for a better weapon for Kane. Chops here. You know what? I could Paladin Gauntlet. I don't think Cecil has anything right now. Hey, Ergundar. There we go. Okay, there's a there. Hit up the other tower and then save and then fight Calicabrina's slot. Yeah, the dragoon spear is quite nice if you're fighting like wyvern or lunar dragons or stuff like that. Favorites blue. Good. Is full. Got the sinister Antlion gauntlet there, stealing the crystal. Hey, good night, Chainer. Thanks for stopping by. Crystal. Probably actually finished this quite fast too, actually. I think I've got good enough stuff to almost now, unless I want, because it's not as specific. I have Luke yet. Although I can fill out Fusoya's spell list pretty fast with like fighting the Mist Dragon slot, so let's grind up a bit and then finish the game. Be really fast, actually. I don't have 10 key items yet at one. So, yeah, this is probably still faster than getting 3 more key items to double my grinding speed. Surprise egg! Another surprise egg. That might be a bit faster to just try to go straight to Cecil. But I would have to parry both Kane and Edge to get to him. Like to see Edge get enough HP to survive Big Bang. That's the basic idea behind. If you do exclamation FF4 FE, that'll give you a rundown of what the randomizer does. Nah, I'm just gonna play it safe and grind enough to not need to nerf Big Bangs to survive. This is definitely making me appreciate the double XP bonus for 10 key items, though, because it's taking a lot longer than I was kind of expecting it to. Well, I mean, if my tracker's up to date, I'd need to get 3 more key items in order to get the double XP. I mean, getting the one in the summon cave is pretty fast. I guess what would the other somewhat fast ones for me to get be? I could get the sealed cave item for fighting one boss. That's all I really have. I guess those 2 are the only ones I really have access to right now. When will I be doing another Chrono Trigger run? Sometime later this year. I'm taking a break from serious speedrunning for the rest of July after RPG Limit Break and SGDQ, but when August rolls around, I'll be back to speedrunning Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI. And maybe this game, too, is in vanilla FF4, just because playing the randomizer is giving me a bit of an itch to run the vanilla game again. I don't actually know if you get healed by the pre-Zeromus cutscene in this like you do in the normal game. Any interest in trying PS1 version? I do have interest in the Japanese Super Famicom version, which is pretty different from the... I'm sorry, pretty similar to the PS1 version. You do get healed, okay. Oh, that's right, I was gonna kill the Mist Dragon Slat to get the rest of Fusoya's spells. Maybe Octomammoth too. Yeah, I do know that Zeromus transforming and shaking before Big Bangs after the first one will dispel buffs and stuff. Yeah, the Avenger's Sword is Perma Berserk. It's a really good weapon for that reason, especially on Kane. This should be full power for Soya. Nuke was in the last set of spells. Dang, I was hoping to get sub 2 hours, but this, if I'd have done stuff a little faster, this could have potentially been sub 1 hour. Any bosses that you defeat before getting Fusoya in this mode still count towards unlocking spells and adding to his HP. Still check my equipment. Cecil is my strongest attacker. I probably shouldn't give him the curse ring. If he's gonna be using Nuke, I should probably give him the bow thread instead. Actually, I should probably put this on Cecil. Yeah, let's do it. And is sub 110 unless I died as Zeromus. who will our final boss be today? Armos Kings. By doing the league, I am not. Actually, I didn't need to heal her because this is going to be nerfed. Should be at least. I did that to nerf the next Big Bang. I was concerned about Rosa surviving a full power one. Yeah, nerfing Big Bang, or at least the first Big Bang, is part of the strat for the Zeromus fight in the No 64 run, the normal game. I mean, the reason it works is because when Zeromus counterattack, or whenever Zeromus counterattacks with Nuke, I don't know if it's just that in particular or other stuff. His black magic stat gets reduced for balancing purposes, but it doesn't get reset until after his next Big Bang. Phase changed in there. Yeah, this is the first boss in Link to the Past. Yeah, Nuke is overall better because the cast time is a lot faster. Let me switch Fusoya back to the lunar staff, actually. I mean, the advantages that Meteor has is that it ignores walls and it's multi-target, and also, I believe, Holy Element. Oh, we're almost done, too. Is under 12,000 HP when he starts casting Meteor. There we go, 109. Well, I guess that's sub 2 hours. Like I said, this could have been sub 1 hour if I'd have done my like early game routing and stuff a bit better. I think the GG's early. And we get the pendant of courage, I think, is what the green pendant is. Into the past. Sadly, it was spoonless. It's my current. Well, I don't have the record for FF4. If you mean my current personal best, it's 3 hours and 11 minutes for the what's called no 64 door glitch run of FF4, which is basically no major skips. The record for that, I think, is like 302 or 301 or so I have a respectable time, but I'm a ways off. It's been a couple years since I've run the game, too. Maybe later this year I'll get back to it. It is a fun run, and it's also nice and short. Compared to like FF6 or Chrono Trigger glitchless. I don't really have any interest in Yes 64. It skips some of my favorite parts of the game. I'm not really a fan of how it doesn't actually fight Zeromus too. I mean the stairs glitch and the routing and execution behind it is pretty cool, but I don't really have any interest in running it myself. Yeah, final attack. I'm gonna start my FF5 4-job Fiesta after the credits. Yeah, no 64 I mean, it's not glitchless. There are a fair number of glitches used, and there's one dungeon that's skipped, namely the sealed cave. But it's the least glitchy competitive category for the game in the West. I don't think the US version of the game really makes for a very interesting glitchless category. The Japanese version does, but most of the items and abilities that make the game interesting to run without glitches don't exist in the US version. Yeah, if anybody wants more information about Free Enterprise, there's the website and Discord for it. I might do another run of this, like either tomorrow or Friday. If I feel like streaming. Yeah, there hasn't really been much interest in running the PS1 version, but it would be pretty similar to the Japanese version. I mean, I would guess the time would be kind of similar, just because you have slower loading times, but faster movement. I'm doing chaos mode for Job Fiesta. This will be my first time doing any kind of non-standard run of it. It's not quite as bad as the other ports of the 16-bit RPGs like FF56 and Chrono Trigger, from what I've seen. Oh, also thank you for the host, Mr. Grins, the message. Well, yeah, and there's also not really much of a point in running the DS version anymore, just because the PC version exists. It's much easier. I think it's actually faster too, because it has less lag and loading times, and effectively the same game. Well, I should say, on hard mode, it's effectively the same game. You can play on normal too, which is obviously a bit easier. My buddy Vulgen has started doing a bit of work on running the PC version. Hopefully we'll get back to that before too long. Yeah, I'm gonna start my 4-job Fiesta next. I'm gonna be using a different version of the game too. I'm gonna be playing the Super Nintendo version with a different translation patch than usual. It's one that patches it to use the GBA version translation. Alright, have a good night, Revelin B. I've only rolled my first job. I'm not going to roll the other ones until I get to the crystals. My first job is Beastmaster, which means I get freelancers for first couple dungeons. Any recommended version of FF5 to play casually? I would probably say the GBA version, but the Super Nintendo version with translation's good too. The one I would stay away from is the PlayStation version, and I've heard the PC version's kind of bad too. Yeah, the main reason I would not recommend the PlayStation version is the loading times. The translation, if you want to call it that, is hilarious. And a PlayStation translation patch, I'm sure such a thing could be done.